Keep on them! We cannot let them escape!
My queen, they have arrived.
Wonderful. Set the tide stone, won't you? Feeling anxious, are we? How frustrating it must be for you. Still locked away. So powerless. For now, do not worry. We've both waited so long, but at last, you're about to see what I do best. Welcome to Nazjatar. I've been waiting for you.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. It's me, the one, the only, ScottXXV, and today I'm going to talk about patch 8.2. Two more pieces of content released tomorrow, 7/9/19. The raid Eternal Palace comes out tomorrow. Also a new dungeon comes out tomorrow, Operation Mechagon. Now let's get talking about Nazjatar. First and foremost, it is a very large underwater zone. Well, technically it's not underwater. Queen Azshara parted the seas to gobble up the Alliance and the Horde and bring them to Nazjatar, which would be ultimately her trap she set for us. There's also going to be lots of new rare spawns to hunt down for mounts and even some possible gear upgrades. Benthic gear was implemented in the game, and you can get those through mana pearls. And the upgrade system to upgrade the Benthic gear is also very, very awesome. It's a very good system. I like what they've done with it. It allows people to catch their gear up if they were behind a little bit. The item level starts at 385, and you can increase your item level all the way up to 415. I've gotten it all the way up to 415. I believe it goes even higher than that. So you can go from 385 on some of these pieces to mid 400s item level. So it's pretty nice gear. Definitely check it out if you need 400 plus item level gear. Now what I want to talk about is the Battle of Nazjatar. It's good, it's very good, but it's also very bad. There's many things wrong with it that I feel like could be improved, and there's also some things that don't really need to change. One of which is the imbalance between the Alliance and the Horde right now on all these different war mode servers. You might sometimes log into a Nazjatar and Battle of Nazjatar might pop up, and it might be a really good one. You know, you might have even numbers. The Horde versus Alliance has nice even numbers, and it's a nice even fight, and it ends up being a close race to the end. But then there's many times, 9 times out of 10, where it's lopsided. It's one side or the other. In several different occasions, I've been in situations just like that, where I've been in a 5 Horde to 1 Alliance ratio kind of situation, and it is very, very discouraging. It is not fun at all, just getting spawn camped or getting 1 kill and then 15 Horde come out of nowhere and just spawn camp you till the duration of Battle of Nazjatar is over. But everything else that has to do with the Battle of Nazjatar seems pretty good. The flag captures seem just fine. The kills for points seems just fine. It's just, I feel like they need to have a bolster buff for the outnumbered party in the equation. if it's a 1 to 5 ratio, the outnumbered faction needs to get a substantial buff to help them out, to even this out, because it's just unnecessary that one faction will get steamrolled constantly because they're just being outnumbered and there's nothing they can do about it. Which this also leads me into my next point of war mode, PvP in general in these newer areas. War mode has been a good thing up until recently for me. I didn't have a whole lot of trouble doing world quests with war mode on up until 8.2. 8.2 has been a real eye-opener for me with war mode. Now, I got excited when the 25% bonus for war mode came out, but now that I have it on and I've experienced Nazjatar and Mechagon both with war mode on, I feel like it's not worth it. I constantly am slowed down and drawn into PvP fights constantly with war mode on, and it's not even good PvP either. If it was good PvP, I wouldn't mind, but it's bad outnumbered PvP. I can't even count the number of times that I've raged out on my live stream because of 5 horde coming out of nowhere and just deleting me and feeling like they really accomplished something. So there's been plenty of encounters that I've had that have been 1v1 situations, but then 2 minutes later I might see somebody and I'll get into a 1v1 situation fight between me and one other person, and it'll turn into a 2v1 or a 3v1 or even a 5v1, either Horde or Alliance, either side. I've had many times where I've been fighting one person and then a couple of my fellow Alliance come in and join in and finish the kill, which, you know, it's whatever, but the 1v1s don't happen a whole lot in war mode, and it's super frustrating sometimes because you'll be doing a world quest or something and then 15 horde come out of nowhere and then just delete you. It's super annoying. It elongates the process of doing these dailies to get your daily amount of rep by a lot, by a very large amount. And if you're on some kind of time frame that you don't have a whole lot of time to do these dailies, you probably don't want to have war mode on. You really don't. It's very much so a pain in the ass for me. I have now decided that I think I'm going to do my dailies in Nazjatar and Mechagon with war mode off, just to save me time because I don't have a large amount of time to get all these dailies done. Now let's move on to Mechagon. Now Mechagon is a little bit smaller of an area than Nazjatar, but it is very packed in with a lot of activities to do, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of rares to kill, a lot of daily quests, a lot of side quests, pop-up daily quests that pop up on the map, and they kind of refresh daily. They're never the same ones from what I've noticed. And the more quests you do and the more rep you get, you start unlocking more and more quests as well, so it kind of speeds up a little bit later on. One of my favorite things though on Mechagon is the jetpacks. You can get jetpacks on Mechagon, the Mechagon Island, and they are 10 out of 10. They're great. The jetpacks are fabulous, and they make doing the dailies in Mechagon way easier than Nazjatar. This also is going to be frivolous once everybody unlocks flying. But as of right now, like me, I haven't unlocked flying quite yet. I haven't gotten revered. I'm halfway through Honored. I'm getting close. Once I unlock revered, it'll be kind of trivial because everybody will have flying. Right now, it's very important, and I like it a lot. So that's one thing that's one of my favorites there. There is also a lot of rares to hunt down in Mechagon as well as Nazjatar. There's a ton of them. And they spawn at like all times of the day. They're constantly spawning. There's quite a few that have mounts as well, mounts and gear upgrades, stuff of that nature. Now speaking of gear, now Mechagon has this new thing that they added. It's called Mechagon Tinkering, and you could do a lot of stuff with it. You get a lot of scrap drops from when you're doing these dailies and when you're killing monsters, and you can utilize the scrap drops as well as other items that drop from monsters in Mechagon and rare monsters and stuff like that. Now you can turn all that stuff into a robot in Mechagon's little outpost called Pascal, and Pascal will give you the ability to craft all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, one of the things you can craft there is actually a new mount, so that's kind of neat. You unlock more and more stuff as you progress through the dailies and the reputation and doing different things on the island. You'll get more and more recipes in there. Pretty neat little new system, unique to the Mechagon. There's also a node contributions system that you can contribute to these little nodes. I don't know if they're actually called nodes or not, but that's what I call them. They're like this little stations that you contribute to that have the jetpacks on them and stuff like that, or the node that you contribute to that spawns a boss or spawns an activity or something like that. They have these new little activities that you can do if you contribute enough scrap materials and power cells and stuff like that. I found that system very interesting and new and refreshing, and I think it was a very good added feature to Mechagon. Now, speaking of gear, there's a bunch of new profession recipes that came in with 8.2's patch, and a lot of them do have a lot higher item level than they previously did have on a lot of the crafting recipes. So that's another little catch-up mechanic that they added in to help people get their gear up a little bit more. Now, I might not have touched on every single little thing that they did add in 8.2, but as a whole, I think I represented the patch 8.2 pretty well. A lot of the key features in the patch were very, very good. There's only a few things that I had complaints about. I'm actually having a decent amount of time playing 8.2. The new patch is very good. I'm definitely happy with it. I didn't know what to expect when going into 8.2. Everything looked good in the previews, so I had high hopes, so I'm not disappointed. Everything so far has been very good. I actually feel guilty right now making this video and not grinding out reputation right now. I'm supposed to be doing my dailies right now, but I decided to take a little bit of time to the side here and produce a little bit of video for my friends over at YouTube here. Also, feel free to stop by my Mixer channel anytime. You know, stop by, tell me hi, you came from YouTube or something like that, so I know that my YouTube channel is actually reaching some people, and I would greatly appreciate it. You know, if you catch me live, or if you don't catch me live and you watch some of my previous streams and you think I got some decent content, definitely drop a follow. I would truly appreciate it. I'm gonna give Mechagon and Nazjatar a combined rating of 8 out of 10 for 8.2's patch. I think they're very good and definitely worth coming back to checking out if you have a lapsed subscription. It's definitely some content that's worth playing. But that'll do it for me. Thank you for stopping by the channel. I truly appreciate it. Until next time, peace out.